First up, I'll talk about the Euro AUD and the Euro New Zealand. Showing you on the daily time frame. We are at this zone, okay, where you can see previous support breakthrough, then it came back, retest, and retest again. Not able to break through. Okay, I'm not sure if you're familiar with this pattern, okay, but we talked about this pattern 2 weeks back. Okay, where did this pattern appear? It actually appeared in euro dollar. Okay, let me just very quickly compare these two charts for you. Okay, again, why pattern recognition is so important, right? So if you take a look at euro dollar 2 weeks back, okay, 2 weeks back, can you see this, right? Can you see this? Let me drop it in. Right, support, breaks, go up, retest, right? Similar. Okay, of course, different time frame, right? One is on the daily, one is on the forward. But the idea here is I want to emphasize patterns recognition. The ability to recognize pattern is so powerful. Okay, the euro of course played out already, right? Last week we short. I think last week or last week, okay, we kind of shorted it, and then earlier last week we took profit off the euro. In terms of euro dollar, okay, based on this pattern, based on this setup, right? And then you take a look at what's happening right now in euro AUD on a daily time frame. Okay, good stuff, right? So same pattern happening on different time frame, happening on different charts, but is the probability gonna play out? It's not 100%, but we know it's high chance, right? So what are you gonna do? Okay, so if you can recognize the pattern and you know that there's a good chance this would fall, which exactly that happened on the euro dollar, what are you gonna be focusing on the euro AUD? Okay, I think no need to guess. Okay, you likely want to focus on the sell. Okay? And this is just one of the pattern, right? And I mean, we have been covering quite a bit of patterns here and there, but just want to visually show you, okay, it's really happening on the market. Okay, one did happen in the last 2 weeks, played out perfectly. One is developing right now, and the whole idea of this is, again, as I mentioned, when you're able to recognize the pattern, you are able to identify the high probability of where it's gonna go next. When you see it again in the future, that's where you want to capitalize on that opportunity. Okay, another one I'm looking out is the pound Canadian. Okay, the reason for that is if you take a look at the daily, we kind of had this potential double bottom, right? It might not be a double bottom, but until proven otherwise, we're gonna expect and forecast a double bottom. And if the daily is gonna form a double bottom, then 4 hour over here, if this is gonna form a little bit of what we know as a crawl, then we have an opportunity. So what is this pattern? Again, it's not new. What is this pattern? This pattern here, okay, let me again bring you back to dollar franc, which we talked about last week. Same but different. Okay, nothing is 100% the same, but can you see that? Can you see that, right? Same thing, right? Bottom, a move that we expect over here, bottom, and then if you see this, upside. Right, so today's sharing really kind of highlight the importance of pattern recognition, because we do have a couple of all this that is really case studies, right? That's really happening, and I can really show it to you on the spot. Okay, where one pattern played out and one is developing. Okay, and today there's two patterns here that we're looking at. Okay, and again, you don't need a lot of all these patterns, right? You just need a solid few of them, and then you just keep what we call milking it, right? The idea of milking it is every time you see something like that, you focus on it, capitalize on that. Okay, so again, this is another good example, right? You can see the similarity of it developing between the dollar franc. Okay, and right now we are expecting it to turn and also develop here on the pound Canadian. Okay, so for this here, we are likely gonna see it either developing by tomorrow or by Thursday. Okay, so within the next couple of days, if it's gonna, if it's gonna turn out as a pattern that we can trade, it's gonna happen within this 2 days, right? Wednesday and Thursday. Okay. So pound cat, do keep an eye on it as well, right? So you have the euro, kiwi, and then you have the pound cat.